Principle 1. Think long-term, act now. 1. Short-term thinking. The trap of the majority. In life, most people get caught up in short-term concerns, working only for the paycheck at the end of the month, investing only for quick profits, studying only to pass the next exam. Short-term thinking keeps us busy but rarely takes us far. It's like running inside a giant hamster wheel, lots of effort but no real progress. The truly successful think differently. They set long-term goals, 5 years, 10 years, even 50 years into the future, and then work steadily toward them. 2. A lesson from Li Ka-shing. In 1967, during the riots in Hong Kong, fear swept the city. Property prices collapsed. Wealthy families sold their land at desperate prices. Many fled overseas, convinced Hong Kong had no future. But Li Ka-shing looked further ahead. He believed that after the chaos, Hong Kong would recover and property values would soar. While others ran, he bought. That bold decision turned crisis into fortune. The land he acquired became the cornerstone of his real estate empire. The lesson: the crowd sees the present. Visionaries see the future. 3. Long-term thinking is not daydreaming. When people hear long-term vision, they often think of vague, unrealistic dreams, but the long visions of Li Ka-shing, Warren Buffett, or Jeff Bezos were anything but vague. Buffett invested in companies and held them for decades. Bezos built Amazon starting as an online bookstore, but from the start envisioned the everything store. Elon Musk dreamed of electric cars and reusable rockets when most laughed at the idea. Their common trait: they thought long-term but acted immediately. 4. The power of acting now. Long-term thinking only matters when it's matched with daily action. Want lasting health? Start exercising today. Want financial freedom in 10 years? Save and invest today. Want to build a sustainable company? Start with one product today. Many people fail because they think long-term but never begin, or they start, then quit because results don't show immediately. Visionaries know the seed you plant today may not bear fruit tomorrow, but if you don't plant, you'll never harvest anything. 5. Training yourself to think long-term. You can practice this mindset in 3 steps. 1. Set 5 to 10-year goals. Ask yourself, what do I want my life to look like in 10 years? Dream big, but be specific. 2. Break it into daily actions. If your goal is financial freedom in 10 years, how much will you save today? What skills will you learn to increase your income? 3. Persevere despite hardship. Long-term results don't appear overnight. Adversity is just a test to see if you're worthy of your goals. 6. A quote for inspiration. Li Ka-shing once said, "If you only think of today, you will lose tomorrow. If you think of tomorrow, you will win today." This reminds us that the future is built from today's actions. 7. Conclusion for Principle 1. Thinking long-term gives you direction. Acting now prevents procrastination. Together they move you step by step toward great goals. This is the secret behind why people like Li Ka-shing or Jeff Bezos are not only wealthy, but remain relevant and resilient for decades. Principle 2. Learn to observe trends. 1. Why observing trends matters. The world is in constant motion. Industries rise and fall, technologies evolve, consumer behavior shifts, demographics reshape societies. Most people only notice change after it has already happened. By then, the opportunity is gone. Visionaries like Li Ka-shing, Warren Buffett, and Elon Musk succeed not because they react quickly, but because they see the direction of the wind before others feel the breeze. 2. A story of observation. From plastics to real estate. Li Ka-shing started his career in plastics. In the 1950s, plastic flowers became fashionable exports to North America. While many ignored this niche, Li noticed the trend early. He studied markets, spotted demand, and invested heavily. This decision transformed Hong Kong from a small workshop into a thriving enterprise. Later, when the plastics boom began to fade, Li once again observed shifts, rapid urbanization and rising housing demand in Hong Kong. He pivoted into real estate, just in time to ride the wave. Lesson: the ability to observe small signals and act before they become obvious is the difference between leading and following. Love 3. How to train the trend radar. Observing trends is not luck. It's a skill that can be cultivated. Here are 4 methods. 1. Read widely. Visionaries read beyond their field: economics, technology, sociology, even history. Trends often emerge at intersections. 2. Watch behavior, not words. Consumers may say one thing but act differently. For example, people once said mobile phones were unnecessary, yet adoption skyrocketed once they tried them. 3. Follow data, not hype. Trends are visible in numbers: population growth, urban migration, internet penetration. Li Ka-shing relied on careful analysis, not just headlines. 4. Travel and observe. Li often travelled, studying cities abroad to anticipate changes that would eventually reach Hong Kong or China. 4. The Buffett example. Investing in demographics. Warren Buffett's long-term investments often align with demographic trends. He invested in Coca-Cola because he foresaw the growth of global consumer culture. He invested in railroads and energy because he recognized enduring demand. Observation here wasn't about short-term fads, but long-term human behavior. 5. Elon Musk and the technology horizon. Musk observed 3 major trends: the world's energy crisis, climate change, the stagnation of space exploration. Instead of complaining, he built Tesla, SolarCity, and SpaceX, each aligned with a megatrend: clean energy, sustainability, and human expansion into space. He saw what governments and corporations ignored and acted. 6. How ordinary people can observe trends. You don't need billions to practice trend observation. Start small. Notice what younger generations are using. Track how people spend time online. Pay attention to complaints. Problems often reveal opportunities. Study government policies. They often indicate where resources will flow. Example: the rise of remote work after COVID-19 was visible to anyone paying attention to technology adoption and social needs. Those who acted early benefited enormously. 7. Turning observation into action. Observation alone isn't enough. You must connect dots and act. Li Ka-shing didn't just notice demand for plastics, he built factories. He didn't just see housing demand, he bought land. Observation is the seed, action is the planting, discipline is the watering. Over time, opportunity becomes harvest. 8. Quotes to remember Li Ka-shing. Opportunities are often hidden in ordinary things. Warren Buffett: someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Both quotes emphasize the same truth. Observation is about seeing tomorrow in today's ordinary details. 9. Avoiding the pitfalls. Not every trend is worth following. Many fads masquerade as trends. The difference lies in durability. Fad short-lived, fueled by hype, e.g. toys, viral apps. Trend rooted in deeper forces: demographics, technology, human needs. Li avoided fads. He invested in real estate, ports, energy, and telecoms, sectors driven by long-term demand. Lesson: a visionary doesn't chase every wave. They study which ones will reach the shore. 10. Conclusion for Principle 2. To cultivate vision, you must learn to observe trends. It is not magic. It's discipline, curiosity, and pattern recognition. Read widely and connect dots. Watch behavior, not words. Distinguish fads from enduring trends. Act before the crowd does. Li Ka-shing built empires not by reacting to change, but by anticipating it. His story teaches us that the ability to see the invisible today is what shapes the visible tomorrow. Principle 3. Dare to be different from the crowd. 1. The comfort of the crowd. Human beings are wired to seek safety in numbers. From ancient tribes to modern markets, following the crowd feels secure. If everyone else is doing it, it must be right, so we think. But in business, investing, and even life decisions, following the majority often means mediocrity. The crowd buys when prices are high, sells when panic spreads, and clings to familiar routines. Visionaries, on the other hand, dare to break away. They are willing to walk a lonely path, to endure criticism, even ridicule, because they see what others cannot. 2. Li Ka-shing. Buying when others fled. In 1967, when riots paralyzed Hong Kong, property owners panicked. Families sold land at fire sale prices, convinced the city was doomed. The crowd fled. Li Ka-shing stayed. He bought. People thought he was reckless. But Li had studied history, demographics, and economics. He believed Hong Kong would recover. His contrarian courage turned disaster into a fortune that became the backbone of his empire. Lesson: being different is not about rebellion. It's about conviction based on vision and analysis. 3. Elon Musk, betting on electric cars. In the early 2000s, most automakers laughed at electric vehicles. They were considered impractical, expensive, and doomed to fail. Elon Musk thought otherwise. He bet his fortune on Tesla, enduring years of ridicule and near bankruptcy. Today, Tesla is not only a car company, it's a symbol of the future of clean energy. Musk's willingness to defy the crowd reshaped an entire industry. 4. Warren Buffett. The fear-greed principle. Buffett famously said, "Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful." This is the essence of daring to be different. When the crowd rushes in with excitement, a visionary steps back and questions. When panic spreads, a visionary sees bargains. It is emotionally difficult because it feels unsafe to go against the majority, but that discomfort is the price of extraordinary results. 5. The psychology of standing alone. Why is it so hard to be different? Fear of rejection. Humans crave acceptance. Fear of being wrong. No one wants to be the fool who stood apart and failed. Short-term pain. Going against the crowd often brings immediate losses before long-term gains appear. Visionaries like Li Ka-shing overcome these fears with discipline, research, and belief in their analysis. They are not contrarians for the sake of it. They are contrarians with conviction. Bub 6. Practical steps to dare differently. You don't need to be a billionaire to practice this principle. You can apply it in daily life. 1. Question popular opinions. When everyone praises an idea, pause. Ask, what are they missing? What could go wrong? 2. Think independently. Read, analyze, and draw your own conclusions. Don't let headlines dictate your beliefs. 3. Prepare for criticism. If you're right, time will prove it. If you're wrong, you'll learn. Either way, growth comes from standing firm. 4. Start small. Being different doesn't mean reckless risk. Test your ideas in small ways before scaling. 7 stories of difference leading to greatness. Steve Jobs. While others built bigger computers, he envisioned personal computers and later smartphones that redefined communication. Jack Ma. Rejected by dozens of jobs, including KFC, he dared to dream of Alibaba when few believed China could produce tech giants. Li Ka-shing. When British families doubted Hong Kong and left, he invested, proving that courage in crisis creates empires. 8. Quotes to remember. Business is like sailing. When the wind changes, you must adjust your sails, not follow the other ships blindly. Elon Musk. Some people don't like change, but you need to embrace change if the alternative is disaster. Warren Buffett. The crowd is not always wrong, but it is rarely early. 9. Avoiding the trap of blind contrarianism. Being different doesn't mean rejecting everything popular. Some trends are valid. Some consensus is right. The danger is in being different just for attention. Visionaries don't oppose the crowd out of ego. They diverge when their research and convictions show a better path. Rule of thumb, don't be different to stand out. Be different to stand firm. 10. Conclusion for Principle 3. To dare to be different is to embrace loneliness, risk, and discomfort. But it is also the birthplace of innovation and fortune. The crowd follows emotion. Visionaries follow conviction. The crowd seeks safety. Visionaries seek truth. Li Ka-shing's empire, Elon Musk's revolution, and Warren Buffett's enduring wealth all share this root: the courage to walk against the tide. The lesson is clear. If you always follow the crowd, you will always remain average. If you dare to stand apart, you give yourself the chance to be extraordinary. Principle 4. Combine knowledge and intuition. 1. The myth of pure logic. In today's world, we glorify data analysis and logic. We're told to trust the numbers and follow the facts. While this advice has merit, history shows that logic alone is not enough. Markets, businesses, and human lives are shaped not only by data, but also by uncertainty, ambiguity, and unseen forces. Numbers tell part of the story, but visionaries know how to read between the lines. This is where intuition, the inner sense shaped by experience, becomes a powerful ally. Li Ka-shing. Beyond the numbers. Li Ka-shing studied financial reports and market data like any disciplined businessman, but he also trusted his instincts. When he invested in land during the 1967 riots, the numbers looked grim: collapsing prices, fleeing investors, political unrest. Logic alone might have said, "Stay away." But Li combined knowledge of Hong Kong's fundamentals with an intuitive sense of recovery. He saw opportunity where data alone screamed danger. That blend of rationality and instinct made him billions. Lesson: numbers provide the map, but intuition tells you whether the road ahead is worth traveling. 3. Intuition as compressed experience. Albert Einstein once said, "The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant." Intuition is not guesswork. It is the subconscious processing of years of experience. When Li Ka-shing sensed opportunity, it wasn't magic. It was decades of observing human behavior, economic cycles, and social patterns. Think of intuition as compressed experience. It draws from memory, patterns, and subtle signals that logic may overlook. 4. The danger of ignoring intuition. Many people ignore intuition, dismissing it as gut feeling. But ignoring intuition can mean missing the hidden side of reality. Investors who rely solely on charts may miss cultural shifts. Entrepreneurs who trust only market reports may miss unspoken customer needs. Leaders who ignore their instincts may make technically correct but humanly disastrous decisions. Great leaders know intuition fills the gaps where data ends. 5. Case study: Steve Jobs and product vision. Steve Jobs famously said, "People don't know what they want until you show it to them." Market research in the early 2000s didn't demand smartphones. Data didn't predict a device like the iPhone. But Jobs combined knowledge of technology trends with intuition about human behavior. The result? A product that reshaped the world. 6. Training: Intuition with knowledge. Intuition without knowledge can be reckless. Knowledge without intuition can be blind. The key is balance. How to cultivate this balance? Study deeply. Build a strong foundation in your field. Expose yourself widely. Read across disciplines. Many intuitive leaps come from connecting unrelated dots. Reflect often. Ask, why do I feel this way? Reflection sharpens intuition into insight. Act and adjust. Intuition improves through feedback. Test small. Learn fast. 7. Elon Musk, betting on the future of energy. When Musk invested in Tesla and SpaceX, the spreadsheets looked insane. Electric cars were unprofitable. Rockets were dominated by governments. Logic said don't. But Musk combined knowledge of physics, engineering, and markets with a gut sense that humanity needed sustainable energy and space exploration. His intuition told him the future would reward boldness. Today, Tesla and SpaceX are case studies in intuition validated by history. 8. The human side of decisions. Data may tell you which company is profitable, but intuition tells you which partner is trustworthy. Li Ka-shing often chose partners not only by balance sheets, but by sensing their integrity. Many times his instincts about character proved more valuable than any contract. This reminds us, knowledge measures outcomes, intuition measures people, both matter. 9. Quotes to remember: Li Ka-shing: "If you only look at numbers, you will miss the soul of opportunity." Einstein: "The only real valuable thing is intuition." Steve Jobs: "Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become." 10. Conclusion for Principle 4. Vision is born when knowledge and intuition work together. Knowledge anchors you in reality. Intuition guides you through uncertainty. Knowledge is the compass. Intuition is the wind in your sails. Li Ka-shing, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk all combined hard data with soft instincts. That balance allowed them to see what others couldn't and act with confidence. The lesson is clear. Don't choose between logic and intuition. Train both. Trust both. And let them guide you toward opportunities hidden from the crowd. Principle 5. Turn vision into action. One vision without action is a dream. Vision is powerful. It inspires, motivates, and paints pictures of a brighter future. But vision alone changes nothing. The world is full of dreamers who imagine great things but never act. Their visions remain trapped in notebooks and late-night conversations. What separates visionaries from mere dreamers is execution. Li Ka-shing, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, they didn't just imagine the future. They built it step by step. 2. Li Ka-shing, From Plastic Flowers to Empires. When Li saw the potential in plastic flowers, he didn't stop at thinking, this could be big. He built factories, trained workers, and negotiated contracts. When he envisioned Hong Kong's real estate boom, he didn't just speculate. He secured land, developed housing projects, and delivered homes. His secret? He turned abstract vision into tangible projects. Lesson: a vision on paper is potential. A vision in action is progress. 3. Jeff Bezos, Day One Thinking. Jeff Bezos dreamed of an everything store. In the mid-1990s, this vision sounded unrealistic, but instead of waiting for the perfect moment, he started small, with books. Amazon's first website was basic, clunky even, but it worked. Step by step, he added categories, built logistics, expanded globally. Bezos once said, "A dream doesn't become reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work." Amazon exists today not because of the vision alone, but because Bezos acted relentlessly on that vision. 4. Why people fail to act. If vision is so powerful, why do most people stop at dreaming? Fear of failure. Acting makes you vulnerable. Dreams are safe. Attempts can fail. Perfectionism. Waiting for the right time or the perfect plan delays progress forever. Overwhelm. Big visions feel intimidating, so people procrastinate. Lack of discipline. Execution requires daily grind, not just bursts of inspiration. Visionaries overcome these barriers by embracing imperfection and persistence. 5. The power of small steps. Big visions can paralyze. The solution is to break them down. Want to write a book? Start with 1 page a day. Want to start a business? Launch a small prototype. Want to change the world? Begin by changing your routine. Li Ka-shing didn't become Asia's richest man overnight. He built his empire brick by brick, factory by factory, property by property. Action compounds. Small, consistent steps create massive momentum over time. 6. Elon Musk building the future in iterations. Musk dreams of colonizing Mars. This vision sounds insane to many, but instead of leaping straight to Mars, he started with smaller steps. Launch reusable rockets, reduce launch costs, prove viability with satellite deployments. Each milestone made the larger vision more achievable. This is how visionaries operate, stepwise execution. 7. Practical framework. From vision to action. Here's a 4-step process to practice this principle. 1. Clarify the vision. Write it down. Be specific. A vague dream has no power. 2. Break it down. Divide the vision into milestones and tasks. Start now. Even imperfect action is better than endless planning. 4. Build systems. Discipline beats motivation. Create routines and structures that keep you moving. 8. The discipline factor. Execution requires discipline. Li Ka-shing was famous for his strict routines, waking early, working tirelessly, managing details meticulously. Discipline turns vision into reality by ensuring consistent action. As James Clear wrote in Atomic Habits, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Visionaries succeed because they build systems that make progress inevitable. 9. Quotes to remember. Li Ka-shing, vision without execution is just hallucination. Jeff Bezos, we are stubborn on vision, we are flexible on details. Elon Musk, when something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. 10. Conclusion for Principle 5. Vision is the seed. Action is the soil, water and sunlight that make it grow. Dreamers imagine. Visionaries build. The crowd waits for the perfect time. Visionaries start where they are, with what they have. Li Ka-shing, Bezos, Musk, all prove the same truth. The future belongs not to those who see it, but to those who create it. The lesson is clear, do not just dream, do.